Sue Becker. I'm a professor in psychology, neuroscience, and behavior at McMaster University. My training is actually a mixture of psychology and computer science. I did my PhD in computer science at the University of Toronto with Jeff Hinton and postdoc at the Rotman Research Institute with Morris Moscovich. So I do a combination of memory research and computational modeling. My research spans a wide range of methodologies. So our lab is called the Neurotechnology and Neuroplasticity Lab, reflecting that we use a combination of computational models to understand brain functioning, the circuits underlying learning and memory, as well as models to understand and decode neural data collected from EEG and fMRI. I'm really interested in how we encode particularly very complex associations for events. We're able to walk into a new place and something unusual happens and we just have one exposure and we can lay down a detailed memory of that event. There are very specialized regions in the brain that are important for this kind of memory encoding. So I'm very fascinated by the way this field brings together evidence from animal models, from human behavior and neuroimaging and computational modeling. That confluence of evidence comes together to try to really understand the neural mechanisms underlying complex event memories. And in addition to the basic scientific questions that are fascinating to me, there are important health implications for looking at this kind of memory system. It's very vulnerable to brain insults such as concussion, even just chronic stress, binge drinking. And the region of the brain I'm particularly focused on is the hippocampus. And it supports generation of new neurons, neurogenesis, through the lifespan. So that's quite a remarkable thing in itself. But that process, because it's an area of continued brain development, is very vulnerable to brain insults, toxic impacts of stress and other toxins. And so we actually see the health impacts of this vulnerability even in our undergraduate population. So those who have very elevated levels of stress and high depression scores, those who are heavy binge drinkers, show memory impairments that we can tie directly to hippocampal functions. In really extreme cases like post-traumatic stress disorder, the brain circuits connecting with the hippocampus are very dysregulated, and you have disordered memory manifesting in things like PTSD flashbacks. And rebalancing the brain's activity is really important in both including these everyday life situations of high stress, as well as in extreme pathological conditions like post-traumatic stress disorder. So understanding the brain mechanisms that subserve this kind of complex memory encoding, as well as the role of this memory system in everyday functioning, our ability to use our memory to guide behavior and optimally select actions and plan what we're going to do next, is really fascinating. And the way it's dysregulated in these conditions leads to really important health implications for the research. I was very interested in the Becker Institute because obviously it's a hotbed, a synergy for research surrounding cutting-edge machine learning methods. My research is a little more applied, but I think I have something unique to bring in really deeply understanding brain circuits and some of the very specialized ways in which the brain encodes information that, to a degree, machine learning has really yet to capitalize on. So there are really fascinating potential points of interaction between more theoretical machine learning researchers and brain researchers that can benefit both fields. I use machine learning methods in my research to better understand brain mechanisms, but the flip side is that really understanding how the brain does what it does can benefit in building smarter systems for a wide range of applications. We can also look at the health benefits of understanding brain circuitry, brain networks, and the benefit of applying machine learning methods there. So I'm really interested in the research that's going on here there, and being an affiliate gives me that opportunity to stay tied to the cutting edge machine learning research that's going on here, as well as hopefully develop interactions and bring what I have on the brain modeling side. I'd love to have more collaborations going on with machine learning researchers who are interested in those same questions that I am. The future of AI is a hard question because there's almost no domain where AI hasn't touched at this point. And I think the future and some of the hurdles that it needs to overcome are to move beyond just what can we do with big data and mining the statistics of data sets, but also think about what makes the human brain unique and intelligent. And we think of the human intelligence as being unique in terms of our ability to plan ahead and multitask and take in a new situation and understand what kind of learning we need to do, what kind of strategies we might consider. So the really high-level cognitive capabilities that we have, that we think separates us from other non-human animals, are domains that AI has really only scratched the surface of, and I think that's where it needs to go. If you really want to say you've built an intelligent machine, it needs to go beyond just what it was trained on and really capture what we think of as intelligence.
All right, that's very good.
Okay, well, that's a lot of what I'll say in my talk. But